Hello, hi, how are you? So glad you are here. If you are here on the live, or even if you are here on the replay, it gives me so much joy to serve you and share with you exactly what you need to do to be a successful online entrepreneur. And when I say successful, I know that is a very broad word. So I will narrow it down in the context of this. You are using your rich, valuable knowledge and you are turning it into cash money in your bank account. That would be considered a successful online entrepreneur. And that's what I want for you. And that's what I'm here to help you do. On that vein, in the spirit of being successful online, I'm going to start with a hard question right out of the gate, because I love you enough to ask you the hard questions, and I love you enough to tell you the truth. So here it goes. Respectfully, I'll ask you this, and I want you to truly consider what the answer is. You don't have to tell me in the chat, but you do need to ponder on it and consider what the true answer is. To your very core, the truest answer you can come up with to this question. And it is, why aren't you farther along with making money online? Why not? There can be a litany of answers to that, all the way from I don't have time, to I don't have a product yet, to I'm not ready. And all of those are myths, and they are what we create in our own head to make us at least feel a little bit good about not being as far along as we are. The truth of the matter is you don't need more time. You don't need more things, and you don't need to be ready. You just have to be willing, because ready doesn't exist. You just have to be willing to just start. And if I had to start from scratch and make $27,000 in 1 week, I know exactly what I would do. And I can tell you this right here. It's not ever going to be what I did when I first started and suffered for 8 years, because I really just didn't know the path and the right steps to take. The beautiful part about being a content creator and helping women start, build, and profit online is that I get to take you through my process and let you skip all the drama and all the trauma that comes along with starting out as an entrepreneur, particularly an online entrepreneur, because it is not for the faint heart. It is not just automatic. And it doesn't matter how many people tell you that it is, no matter how many people tell you it's easy and it's going to be automatic and you're going to make money right away. All those things can be true, but out the gate, when you first get started, it's a lot of hard work, but it's fun work, and it's work that you can do. I'm not smarter than you. I'm not better than you. I just figured it out. And that is what I'm here for, to teach you how to become successful and start making money online with your valuable knowledge. Even if you're working a 9 to 5, even if you're going back to school, even if you're busy lifing, I want to get you to a point to where you are making money without being directly involved all of the time. Yes, it's going to be some work out of the gate, but I have minimized the trauma, honey. I've minimized the drama. I've minimized the steps and uncomplicated the steps for you so that you can actually get this done. You can do this. I have uncomplicated it for you. And so maybe you are in a situation where you don't have an audience. You don't have an email list. You don't have followers. And even if you had all of these things, maybe you are in a situation where you have lost it all because you got busy having children, or you were in a relationship and you had to really tend to that relationship, as you should. Wherever you are in your journey, whether you don't have any followers at all, you don't have any audience at all, or you're in a situation where you feel like you're at a fresh start, restart. Either way, if I had to start all over from scratch, I could get to $0 to $27,000 in 1 week with one digital product. And that's how I would start all over if I had to do it again from scratch. I wish I knew back then what I know now. But that's okay, because the hard parts, the journey, the struggle, the stress, and the strain that I went through, you don't have to go through, because I'm going to take you through exactly where you need to be. So welcome back to the Small Creators Takeover Tour. The small creators are taking over, friend. And we are taking what we have right now, not anything complicated, not anything extravagant, not any high tech skills. We don't need any of that to start. We only need what I'm going to take you through tonight. So if you just need one clear focus, if you need an immediate win, if you need the confidence to start making money online this week, you are in the right place, and you're going to do it all without any overwhelm. So if you are in the chat, tell us where you are tuning in from. I would love to give you a shout out. Kristen's going to alert me, the people that come in, and so I can acknowledge you. And even if you are on the live, even if you are on the replay, shout out where you are so that I can stay connected. All right. So I know that the journey can make it The journey can put you in a situation where you just feel really burnt out because it is a lot of work. And Elle from Oregon is here, and I'm sure she has experienced this just like me, just like other people who are watching the live, or even if you're watching on the replay. The creator journey can put you in a situation where you are just burnt out creating content, burnt out trying to get people's eyeballs on it, burnt out trying to convert them to sales, burnt out with it all. And that's not even the hard part. The burnt out part is challenging. But what's even worse than that is the disappointment when you do all this work and you're totally burnt out and you don't have the results you want. Excuse me, please. So what's worse than burnout? Disappointment. I have been there before. And so when you're burnt out and you're disappointed, you get closer and closer and closer to wanting to give up. And Miss Valet, the wonderful Valet Jeffries Evans from St. Louis is here. And I know that it can get like that because I've experienced it before. But I want to just give you just a little bit of hope tonight because I made it out through all of the burnout, through all of the disappointment, through all of the things, the ebbs and the flows. I made it out. And if I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. That is your hope tonight, that it's just too soon to give up. It's just way too soon to say this is not going to work for me. It may work for other creators. It's working for these people that I see online, but it's never going to work for me. It's way too soon to say that. And here's why. Because you just perhaps don't know what I know that is going to work for you. And I'm going to share that with you tonight. As a matter of fact, in tonight's live, I'm walking you through exactly what I would do if I had to start from scratch. If I had lost everything, all the followers that I have, the entire community that I spent a year to build, OMG, if I lost all of it, I know exactly what I would do to start from scratch. And I can go from 0 to 27,000 in 1 week. There are people out there that are doing it. There's one creator that made over $500,000 on a $27 product. There's another creator out there that made over $200,000 on a digital download. There's another person out there that made $100,000 on a template. And if I had to start all over again, that's exactly what I would do. I would start with a digital product. So tonight, I'm going to be real with you. No fluff, just real repeatable steps to build and sell a profitable digital product fast and with confidence. You got to do it fast and you got to do it with confidence if you want to start making money now, because here's the truth of the matter. Do you realize, have you considered that 2025 is almost half gone? Y'all, let's just take a beat and wrap our heads around that. Like in a few weeks, the entire first half of 2025 is over. What I am proposing to you tonight, hold on to your seatbelts and don't throw things at me through the computer. Hold on to your seatbelts because I'm about to tell you something that's going to rock you to your very core. I want you to consider that you can make in the second half of 2025 more than you made all of last year. I want you to wrap your head around that, and I want you to consider the possibility of it because it is possible, and you can do it with a digital product. I am on the digital product kick right now because that's what's working. Why is it working? Because it's easy to get out. In other words, easy to create and publish. It's an easy, quick win for your audience, which is going to allow them to trust you. And it's passive. In other words, while you are going to work and on your drive to your cubicle, you're making money on the computer and you did the work one time. Would you just please consider it for me that this is something that you can do? I'm going to take you through it. That's right, Valet. Valet is like, it is possible. All you have to do is be willing to show up and see that what you have is valuable enough. You are enough, you know enough, and the solution you have, I promise you, there are people out there waiting on it. How do I know that? Because they're buying it from other people. And they may as well be buying it from you. Why buy it from you? Because you've actually gone through the trauma. You've actually provided the steps for yourself and it worked. You've provided yourself for your cousin, them down the street, and it worked. So if it can work for you, if it can work for your cousin, it can work for the people who are literally typing in the problem in Google, in YouTube, and they are taking out their credit cards and they're paying people who already have the solution ready. That can be you. And if I was starting over with nothing, 0 customers, 0 followers, no audience, no community, if I had to give up everything that I've already built, I would start with a digital product because I know I can get it out fast. I know that my customer is going to be able to get a quick win. And I know I'll be able to make money while I'm building other things. I can tell you right now, and you need to hear this, and I'm just going to have a heart-to-heart, one-on-one talk with you tonight because I care. I'm not going to be one of those persons that just tell you all this fluff and make you get all hyped about what's possible and then leave you hanging after I get your money. I would never do that to you because I know how hard it was when I got started. And it was very difficult to find somebody that I can trust that was actually going to tell me the truth. I'm going to be for you what I needed when I first started out. And you deserve to know the truth. Being a creator is not easy. It is not automatic. It becomes easy and automatic over time. But out the gate, you got to put some work in. The good news for you is I have uncomplicated it and I have created a space where if you're willing to show up, I'll give you what you need to do it. But it's not going to be automatic. You can't just think of something and then say, oh, I'm a creator, and then people start paying you money. You have to create something that people actually need. Hi, Monica from Chicago. Monica, if I'm dropping dimes already, give me a thumbs up. Let me know if I'm preaching the truth tonight because I believe in you and I believe in what's possible. Why? Because it happened to me. When I started out, I was making no money. I had the best camera, a Canon camera that I didn't even know how to use. Thank you, Monica. I'm going to keep going, girl. Monica said, keep going, Angela. She gave me the thumbs up. I had the best camera, a Canon camera that I didn't know how to use. And then I started figuring out what I needed to do. And that's exactly what I'm going to share with you tonight. I'm taking out all the fluff. I'm taking out all the drama so that you can stop going through your financial trauma. Financial trauma is not just not having enough money to pay the bills. Financial trauma is actually being able to pay your bills the best way you can, but you can't do nothing else. That's traumatic. Traumatic. And let me tell you why it's so traumatic. Because it's not unnecessary. Sis, y'all, you could have been rich. You could have been paying for vacations, cash money. You could have been paying off all your debt. And all of the money that you could have been making is being held hostage in your brain or in your computer or in your agenda where you had all of this information. Sis, we got to get it out. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about tonight. Getting it out. No longer are you going to hold all that rich, valuable information, all that rich, valuable solutions, and all that rich, valuable content that you've been holding hostage on your computer. Why? I know why you have it there. I know why you're stuck. I know why you didn't put it out, because you thought it wasn't good enough, because you thought it wasn't ready. Girl, I'm gonna tell you like my 20-year-old tells me sometimes, girl, bye. And I said, don't call me girl. She's like, Mom, I said, don't, I'm a brown mama. Don't call me girl. The point I'm making is this. If you stay tuned until the end, I'm going to show you exactly what I would do to get from $0 to $27,000 with one digital product and do it passively without having to be directly involved all of the time. Passive income is whenever it's making money while you are not 100% present and the money can be made. So I want you to understand this. I'm going to be very open and honest with you. If you don't fully understand the rules of the game, it's going to be very difficult to win. And that is part of the problem. The game has changed. The way business is done has changed. And so you're chasing after the dream of being an online entrepreneur. But the truth of the matter is that you're not playing to win. You're actually playing to lose. And I'm going to change that for you tonight, because I'm going to give you the new rules of the game. When you're selling online in 2025, it's different than it looked back in 2018 when I first started. When I first moved to Atlanta, it was way different then. The rules of the game has changed. Social media has shifted. The algorithms are tougher. Attention span of people are shorter. People are more skeptical. Why? Because there are more people out there saying they're content creators and have all the answers. How many of you have bought or invested in programs, lives, challenges, masterminds, all these other things, and walked away still with nothing? I know I have. That's not what this is. I would never do that to you, because I know how it felt to pay my last dime for a program, thinking it was going to be my solution, thinking it was going to be this is going to be the turn, this is going to be the one, and still walked away empty. I know what that felt like, because I was so desperate at the time, desperate for it to work, not just for the money. I needed to do it for my own sanity. I needed to see why everybody else was out there making money, why everybody else was out there getting their grind on, making money with their digital product, and I was still left short. I'm very competitive. And at that point, it wasn't even about the money anymore. It was about, I want to win. I don't want to lose. I want to win this game. And if you want to win the game, you have to understand the strategies, the tools, the platforms, they're all evolving. It's shifting. And I'm not saying that you are in competition with anyone else. That's not what I'm saying, because as long as you provide the solution for what your target audience is looking for, they could buy the product for 50 other people. They're going to buy it from you because they resonate with you. So I'm not saying this to alarm you. I'm saying that if you want to win the online business game, you need to understand the new rules. However, the core principles of success have not changed. You still have to do a couple of things. Yes, the algorithm has shifted. It is much harder to get the attention of people right now. It is much more difficult. And I get it. So those parts of the online business game have changed. But let me tell you what did not change. Let me tell you what you definitely need to understand that's going to always be the same. I don't care how many times the algorithm changes. You still need to have a real solution for a real problem that your audience is facing. It still needs to be simple, very clear. And that very clear, simple solution needs to be communicated in a way that your audience understands. In other words, you can have the best solution ever, but if you're not communicating with your audience in the way that they say, let me get my wallet, where's my wallet? If that's not happening, then there's a messaging problem that you have to fix. We will get to that. For now, I want to talk about where success does come from. Success comes from solving real problems, delivering real value, taking consistent action, and building trust. You do those 4 things, you're going to make money this week. This week. That's right. You're going to make money with your product. So if there's a breakdown, or if there's a roadblock, or if there's something in the way of you actually seeing some traction in your online business, I'm going to cover that tonight. And I'm going to tell you, if whatever happens, if everything goes to pot, what I'm telling you to do tonight is exactly what I would do to start all over again. So here's the trap. Because you've been in this thing for a minute, whether that be 5 days, 50 days, or 5 years, if you're not seeing the traction that you want to see, or if you're not seeing the success that you want to see, you start to lose steam. And you don't want to do that. It's not because it's not valuable, and it's not because you don't know enough. You just need to understand the new rules of the game. And so we overthink everything and we say, oh, well, it's not going to work for me. Or we wait for the perfect time, and the perfect time, it will never come. Stop waiting for the perfect time to be ready. That day is not coming. You got to start with what you have. You have to start with what you know. And if you're just willing to do that, can I just tell you, I promise you, I give you my word that it will grow, but you just got to start. You just got to start, and you have to start with a digital product. It is the fastest and the easiest way to get started. That's why if I had to start from zero, I can get to $27,000 in 1 week with one digital product. If I had to start from zero, I would not start with the website. I would not start with thinking I needed a lot of followers. I will not start with a complicated funnel. I would not start with anything high tech. I would start with my phone and a digital product. And you can do everything I'm telling you tonight from your phone. So stop stalling and let's go get these coins. All right. So here's the truth. I want you to do this. I want you to consider exactly what we're going to do tonight is doable for you. The online business game has changed. Here's how to prepare for it. Here is what you need to do. Here we go. I'm about to break it down. I'm about to give it all to you. All right. Pick one skill or life experience that you already have, that you already figured out. Okay, I'm going to give you some examples. I gave these examples last night in last night's segment. Let's say you are a teacher and you figured out how to have the best, most effective classroom management. And out of all the classrooms in your building, from pre-K to fifth grade, yours is a classroom that every parent wants their kid to be in because you figured out classroom management. If that's all you've done, then that's exactly what people will pay for if their class is out of control. And as long as you communicate that effectively, that classroom management is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's all you have to do. You know, you don't have to beg anybody, any teacher, to buy that program or that digital product. They want those 5 steps. Why? Let me tell you why they want those 5 steps from you. Let me tell you why. Because they're about to quit. Because they're about to pack up that purse and walk straight up out the door. I was a teacher for 18 years, so I totally understand. My heart goes out to new teachers. Lord have mercy. But my classroom management was not lacking. Why? Because I set up systems. There was no room for ignorance in Miss T's class. That's why my students called me Miss T. It wasn't no time for foolishness because the system is the solution, and I had systems set up in place. Okay, if you have a system set up in place and that's working for you, and no matter what, I'm not going to say bad, no matter what challenging child your principal puts in your classroom, it will not disrupt your class because you created a system to make sure that the class flows effectively as it should. You tell me a teacher who won't buy that. All right. Let's say, for instance, you are really good and you figured out how to bake a souffle. And everybody who loves baking, these people have not figured out the system that you figured out. And every time they baked a souffle, it fell flat. But yours don't fall flat. It didn't fall flat the first time. It didn't fall flat the 10th time. It didn't fall flat the 100th time. So as much as they think they know about baking souffle, you are about 3 steps ahead of them because your souffle never falls flat. So what's your digital product going to be? How to bake a souffle that never falls flat. For people who are interested in baking souffles, they're going to buy it. Why? Because you've communicated that you have the solution so it will never fall flat. Let me give you another example. Do y'all see where I'm going with this? Shout me out in the chat if this sounds good to you. I'm going to give you another example because I can go all night. I can go all night. You want to know why? Because life is about solving problems. And in every Fortune 500 company, there are 500 Fortune 500 companies out there. You want to know why they're multi-million and multi-billion dollar companies? Because they figured out a problem that people have and they created a way to solve it. And that's really all you have to do. Yes, the algorithm is changing. Yes, people's attention span are getting minute, but that has nothing to do with people still having problems. Yes, ma'am, Kristen. Yes, ma'am. Let me put this on the screen. Yes, ma'am. Kristen said it's so good. I got another example for you. I can go all night. Y'all ready for this one? It's a good one. It's a good one. Let's say, for instance, you love to travel. And you have figured out how to travel anywhere across the globe with a small budget. It doesn't matter if you go to Dubai. It doesn't matter if you go to Thailand. It doesn't matter if you go to the most expensive country there is. You have figured out how to travel to any country with a small budget. Now, how many people in the world love to travel but don't travel because they can't afford it? So when they find out this chick is on Instagram, this chick is on TikTok, this chick is on Facebook showing all of her pictures on the ground of when she went to Dubai and when she went to Thailand and when she went to Africa and when she went to Australia, and she's traveling everywhere. And then at the end of her pictures, she has a caption that says, I went to all these places for $500. Who not getting ready to buy your digital product? Who don't want, first of all, you're not going to believe it. Show them the receipts. You got receipts. Yes, Ferris. I said it. Yes, I said it, Ferris. So this chick has figured out how to travel anywhere across the globe for $500, $4,000. You can't even get a plane ticket to go to Dubai for $500. This chick figured it out. Now, here's the problem with why people don't start. Here's the problem with why people don't move on their product, their digital product. Here's the reason why people have their good idea literally handcuffed in their little brains. Here's why. Because remember the lady I told you that loves to travel and she can go anywhere across the country? That's right, Ferris, Africa. And she went for $500. And you know you can't even get a ticket for $500. You want to know why she didn't put that digital product out? And allowing that digital product to actually make her millions and still get to Africa for $500? You want to know why she won't get that product out? Because she feels like it's so easy that everybody must know it. Wrong. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find. Let me see. Hold on. Which country in Africa? Just kidding. There's some out there, Ferris. There's some out there. There's some. I'll think of one in a minute. But there's some. So you want to know why? You want to know why this chick literally is missing out on millions? Because she doesn't think that what she figured out to get to any country for $500, she doesn't think that it's valuable. She thinks everybody knows this. Here is what's true. You really only need to be about 3 steps ahead of your customer for them to buy something from you. In other words, they might want to go to Switzerland and they might be able to buy a cheap ticket because their cousin works for the airlines and they're going on a buddy pass. I don't even know if they do that anymore. So they got the ticket, but guess what? They don't have food. They don't have nowhere to stay. They don't have no clothes. And this chick figured out how to go for $500. And she thinks everybody must know that. Here's what I want you to know. Just because something is simple for you, just because you have figured it out easily, just because it's just a no-brainer for you, doesn't mean it's a no-brainer for everybody. And if you are willing to put out that no-brainer, what's a no-brainer for you, you can make money on it. And you can make money on it because it's a digital product. So whether you are the teacher who has perfect classroom management, or the baker who never has a souffle that falls flat, or the traveler who can travel anywhere across the globe for $500, that is your money maker. Because there are people out there that want to do exactly what you have seemed to accomplish so easily. All right? Okay, so here is what you need to know. Last night, I literally took you through the 4 steps that you need to take that rich, valuable knowledge of yours and put it out there in the world for your audience to consume. That's right, Kristen. What you have in your head is your moneymaker. You don't have a money problem. You do not have a money problem. You have a move problem. You have something in your head and you're not moving on it. So you don't have a money problem. There's a book behind me. The title is You Broke Because You Want to Be. And I'm starting to believe that's more and more true. You have exactly what it takes to make $1,000, $4,000, $10,000, $27,000 in 1 week with the $27 product. Because I know for sure, and I know you know they're out there. If you had a $27 product and you solved a problem, I guarantee you there are at least 1,000 people out there that have that same problem. And as long as you communicate that problem effectively and give them the reason to solve the problem with you through your digital product, that's $27,000 in a week. In a week. It happens. I promise you. Can you take my word for it? I promise you. It's happening. So here's what you do. Last night, I went over the 4 steps you need to take on last night's segment. You have to discover your profitable idea. I took you through the steps how to do that. You have to create your sellable product. Why? It has to be simple, fast, and value-packed. Why? Because you want something you can create in 1 day. The digital product that I created it in 1 day. When you create your digital product, you're going to create it in less time than that because you're going to get the template to do it, where all you have to do is fill in the gaps, fill in the blanks. It's plug and play, friend. So you have 0 excuses. I don't have a product, but you got a template in the challenge, and you're going to take the template, you're going to lay it down, you're going to open up the document, and you're going to say, oh, Angela said write the title here. Let me go ahead and write my title. Oh, Angela said write the tagline here. Let me go ahead and write my tagline. You don't believe me? Let me show you. Let me show you. I'm going to show you in just a minute. Don't go nowhere. Don't leave yet because I'm going to show you what's possible for you. And then I talked about last night how to set up your product to sell it on Kit. So easy. And then I talked about how to market your product with confidence. In other words, if you know without a shadow of a doubt that what the solution that you found works, and how do you know? Because it worked for you. The transformation happened in your life. You gave it to your cousin and them, and it worked for them, right? So you have all kind of proof that it works. Go out there on your perfect fit platform and talk about the solution. And I want you to talk about it in 3 different contexts. So easy. I want you to tell your story. Why did you start traveling? Maybe you're trying to get away from a person you didn't want to be in a relationship with no more. And they kept following you. And so you figured out how to get away from them by going to all these different countries that they couldn't afford to go to, but you could afford it, right? And so that's why you started traveling, okay? And then you put this in you put all the processes that you found, that you figured out in a digital product. How did you do it so fast? You use Angela's templates. That's how you created your product so fast. And so now you just go on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook and you talk about all your travels. And after you show all the pictures, all the proof positive receipts that you're actually doing this traveling, then you're going to hit your audience with this. I only paid $500 for this trip. I promise you, put the link to that digital product in that short or in that TikTok or in that Instagram post or in that Facebook post. Money rolling. Money is rolling. Now, do you have to connect with people that actually want to travel? Yes, but your messaging is going to take care of that. Okay. Let me show you exactly what I mean when I say I'm going to give you a template. Y'all, it's so fun. All right. So when you take the challenge, it's a 5-day challenge. We are starting June 16th. It's 5 days. And in 5 moves, you are going to be able to do everything I'm telling you tonight and start making money online. When you get the template, you're going to be able to do a couple of things. I'm going to talk about the welcome and quick start, how to get started quickly. I'm going to talk about what's inside. You're going to have your instant digital product template. You're going to have your 1,000 launch roadmap. In other words, okay, Angela, I've got the template. I filled it all in. I said everything I need to say about classroom management. I said everything I need to say about creating a souffle that doesn't flop. I said everything I need to say about how to travel for $500. What do I do now? That's where this part comes in. You're going to learn what to do with that product in those 5 days. Who is it for? Coaches, creators, service providers, entrepreneurs, teachers. Oh, my teachers. Oh, my teachers. I'm a sucker for teachers. Yes, I am, because I was a teacher for 18 years. So I said it last night and I'll say it again. I don't have a problem saying it. Teachers were creators before creators was a thing. Why? Because the crap book they gave us wasn't like giving us much of anything to teach these children who were not reading on grade level. So if you give me a teacher's manual for second grade and the kid is on kindergarten level and you didn't say anything about how to teach a kid on kindergarten level in the book, it was useless to me. So what did I have to do back in the day? I started teaching in 1998. I had to create my own content to get my kids where they need to be. And I'm not bragging, but I'm going to go on and say it. Not only did the kindergarten start reading on second grade level, the kindergarten was reading on fourth, fifth, sixth grade level because of the content I created. Sending them kids back to kindergarten. Oh, you can't have a 4'9" person in kindergarten, Ferris. Can't do it. They're not going to allow that, friend. So what do we have to do as teachers? We have to create the content that worked. What am I saying to you? When you get this template, you're going to be able to download the template and then you're going to fill in. Yes, Ferris. Ferris said, and give them the pacifier too. Who is you talking my language? I missed being a teacher, but there's loads and lots of parts of it I do not miss. And that was the money that they wouldn't pay me for my knowledge. All right. So you're going to use this template and you're going to add in your specific content that you know a lot about. And then once you create this digital product, you're going to do exactly what I tell you in the challenge to get that product out there. Okay. So let me show you. Let me just show you what that looks like. So I'm going to share this screen with you, and then I'm going to wrap up. If you have any questions, get them ready. Go ahead and put them in the comments so that Kristen can let us know what the questions are, and I'll answer those questions for you. I'll answer 2 or 3, and then we're going to wrap up. But I want to show you how easy it is to get this product that I'm telling you about, to get it out there. Let me show you. All right. So what you see on the screen right now is the back end of a platform called Kit. Move this down. All right. And so once you log in, you're going to click on Grow in the menu. Grow. You're going to click on Creator Profile. Once you click on Creator Profile, you're going to go to the right side of the screen and you're going to click on Products. And then you're going to click on Edit Products. And then, then you're going to click on at the top right, New Product. I'm going to click on it. We're going to do this together in the challenge. You don't have to memorize these steps. We're going to do this together in the challenge on day 3. On day 1, we're going to set up our money mindset map. On day 2, I'm going to give you the template for you to plug in your content so that you have an instant digital product. And then on day 3, we're going to do these steps together, side by side. I'm not going to let you fail. I didn't let my students fail when I was a teacher, and I'm not going to let you fail either. All right. You're going to type in the title of your product. I'm going to say Dream Life Business Planner. It's a product. I'm going to click Next. It's a one-time fix, one-time price. I'm going to say it's $27. It needs to be between $20 and $50, not less than 20, but not more than 50. It has to be something that people don't have to think hard and long about. All right. You're going to click Next. You're going to say, oh, it's a digital download. And then you're going to click Upload File. And then you're going to go to your folder. See all of my planners in my folder that I sell. I'm clicking on the Dream Business one. All right. It's loading. It's loading. It's loading. It's loading. All right. While it's loading, Ferris has a question. How do you market this? In my view, if it doesn't have reach, then it's dead. Then it's a dead end, right? You know what? You are right and wrong, Ferris. Let me tell you why. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can talk to Ferris, and I'll come back to this, I promise. I'm going to come because Ferris' question needs to be answered. All right. You are not going to create a passion project, Ferris. You're not going to create something that you are passionate about. If you are passionate about ladybugs and everything in your house is about ladybugs, you're not going to create anything about ladybugs. You're going to find the problem. Even if you want to talk about ladybugs, you're going to find the problem that people have with ladybugs. And you're going to create the solution to the problem that's already out there. Don't create a product about how much you love ladybugs. Don't do that. Don't do that. You have to have a product that solves a problem that people are already looking for. If you create a product that solves a problem that people are already searching for in Google and who are already searching for in YouTube, I promise you, if it's a no-brainer. If they're already looking for the solution and you have that solution, it's a match like a puzzle. See? Like a puzzle. So it is dead if you don't create something that people already want. You got to create something that people already want. And if you do that, then you are going to make money. And how do you market it? I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked how to market it. When you go on your perfect fit platform, whether that's YouTube, for me it's YouTube, or a podcast, or Pinterest, or TikTok or Instagram, or a blog or a newsletter, all these are platforms you can go and talk about your solution. When you go and you talk about that solution, don't just talk about what the solution has. Don't say it comes with 3 steps and it's made of the pretty color blue, and when you print out, you're not going to be using a whole lot of ink. Nobody care about that. Don't talk about that, okay? Don't do that. Talk about the problem in the context of the people are talking about it. So if you know that people have a problem with ladybugs and they want to figure out how to keep ladybugs alive but keep them out of their house, your product is literally going to be named, if you love ladybugs and don't want to kill them, how to keep them around without them dying. That's a long title, but you get the gist. You need to figure out exactly what they are complaining about. I can't keep these ladybugs out my car. I can't keep these ladybugs out my house. I love the way they look, but I hate bugs. What are you going to lead with on your TikTok? Do you hate ladybugs in your house? Do you hate whatever it takes to get their attention? All right? And what's going to happen? I do hate ladybugs in my house. I surely do. And now you're talking about everything that you've done to solve that problem. Now, if they have the same problem that you solved, how to kill them. That's right. That's right, Ferris. How to kill ladybugs. Okay. The only problem with that, Ferris, you might have some people coming after you. These naturalists who don't want to kill living things. So say how to get rid of. Don't say kill. Because you're going to have these naturalist organizations coming after you. All right? Because they don't believe in killing living things. But you get the gist. All right? So to answer, that's right. That's right. Oh, yeah, you got to keep it rated for everyone. Okay, so here's what I want you to know. When you create something that is exactly what people need to solve, you're not going to have a problem. You're not going to have a problem connecting with them, excuse me, and getting the sale. But when you do create it, when you do create it, you need to be talking their language. You need to be saying exactly what they're saying. You need to be saying it just like they said it. You need to be saying it exactly how they say it. And they're going to say, oh my God, I've been looking for this. That's what you want. So organic marketing for solutions? Absolutely. Ferris, 95% of the people who are in my community that pay me money found me on YouTube. I don't pay YouTube any money. I show up, talk about my audience's problems, talk about the solution that I have, and they're like, you know what? I do have a product that I'm trying to get out, and I can't find anybody to help me get out without paying them $5,000 to coach me. I do have a product sitting right there on my agenda, on my desk, but I haven't launched it because I really don't think it's good enough. The things that I'm saying tonight is the exact language, is the exact communication that my audience is having. And so it's a no-brainer to get in the challenge, because I'm saying that in 5 days, that rich, valuable knowledge that you holding hostage in your head, that rich, valuable knowledge that's handcuffed to your journal, it's no longer, it's going to be free. Set it free. Set it free and let it go. All right. Let me go back to how to launch this product of yours, and then we're going to wrap up. I promise. Okay, so here's still uploading. Hold on. What? All right. So now, oh man, hold on. So I'm just going to put product here just for the sake of time. Nope, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to do it right. Dream Business Planner. All right. Next, standard $27. Next, digital download, upload the file. Here is the file. There it is. We're going to click next and then create product. Boom. That took less than a minute, maybe 2. Done. Create, the product is done. There it is. Now what do I want to do? I want to click on the graphic. I'm going to click on the right side. I'm going to click replace. And then I'm going to go and get my graphic. Here's my graphic. Get it now. I don't want my button to be periwinkle. That doesn't match my brand. So I'm going to click on background color and move me out of the way so you can see. Whoopsies. Maybe not move me out of the way. And I'm going to click on my color and now done. And I want to click save and I want to click publish. And here is the link that you're going to put in your content marketing when you are marketing for free on these platforms I'm telling you about. And that's it. That is it. And you're going to do all of this work together inside of the challenge. It really is just that simple. Y'all, I promise you, the online business game has changed, but you're going to be ready for it now. And if I had to start all over again, I would find something that people are already suffering with, that they need a solution for, that they desperately need a solution for. I would create a product around that. I would upload it on Kit because it's going to be $29 a month to use Kit, and it's going to be less than 5 minutes to upload it. And once I have it ready and Kit gives me that link for my people to buy it, I will go on YouTube and I will just keep loading content around that solution. I'm going to tell my story. I'm going to talk about my experiences, and I'm going to take everybody through the steps. Are you giving it away? No, you're showing value. You're showing that it is valuable. And then put that link to Kit for them to buy it. And then just keep making money. Here's the thing. All the YouTube videos that I create on this tour, they're not going anywhere. That's why YouTube is my favorite. So 2 years down the line, when somebody sees this live tonight, guess what? The link to what I provide is still going to be there. So I'm making money. It's limitless. It's limitless the amount of money you can make. It is limitless what you can accomplish if you are just willing to make that one step. If I were to start over again, I would build that digital product. I would get it out as soon as possible using Kit, and then I would start talking about it as much and as often as I can consistently. And as I am talking about it, I'm never going to talk about it without putting a link for people to connect to it. That's why Kristen is going to put the link to the challenge right now inside of the challenge. And she already did. She already did. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to first, please consider that what you have is good enough. Please consider that what you have can actually solve someone's problem. Please consider that. And how do you find out what the problems are? There's so many things I can teach you and show you that I can't get into tonight. But there's a keyword search platform where you can type in what you know a lot about, and then it's going to give you a wheel with all the different kind of ways to ask that question. And so when you create your content, ask that question. There's an AI tool where you can go in and tell it, I want you to scour the internet, and I want you to find for me all the conversations people are having around this topic. It's going to come back with all the conversations people are having around that topic. And you know what, it's a good product to build, especially if I have experience with that solution, especially if I have found that solution myself. You really want to create a product that surrounds your story, your experiences, and your skill. That's what's going to make it believable. If you go out there and try to make a product on how to use AI, and you know that's a problem people need to solve, but you've never used AI before, build your digital product around something that you know a lot about, something that you can teach others to do. And I promise you, you're going to be so glad you did. I'm so excited that y'all are here. I have enjoyed spending this quality time with you. You can do this. There are people out there that need what you have to offer. Go find some chat rooms talking about what you offer. Go find some online groups that talk about what you offer. Go on Eventbrite and search your area of expertise and see what events are going on. Show up to those events. Only go to the free ones. Don't pay for that. And go to the free events, and then start having conversations with people around that topic, and go back and build something about that. If I had to start over again with zero, I would build a digital product. I would use the exact template you are going to get in the challenge. I would upload that digital product to Kit, and then I would start talking about and being passionate about and sharing that solution on my favorite fit platform, which is YouTube. And I would provide that link to that solution, and then let the money flow in. Now, last thing I want to say to you is this. If you do all of these steps and you still don't see traction, and you don't see money right away, I want you to look at a few things that you need to consider. It's possible that your messaging is off. There's just a disconnect between what you're saying and what the people are actually experiencing. See if that is it. Look at your analytics. Are you uploading at the time where your people who need that particular solution are consuming content? There's a few things you need to consider. I give you that. But if you don't have the convincing to yourself that it's worth it anyway, you're not going to create it. And if you're not going to create it, it's not going to be out there. So getting traction and eyeballs on it is a problem for another day. And it's a solvable problem because I was able to solve it. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Thank y'all for being here tonight. I will see you tomorrow night on day 9 of the Small Creators Takeover Tour. We're going all the way to day 14. And then on June the 16th, we're going to be up in that piece, building our products, putting them online, and start making money. You are so welcome, Monica. I hope you join the challenge. I hope you see what you have as valuable enough to start making money right now. Hopefully I see you tomorrow night. Bye for now.